Hi, welcome to the Fire Element practice for the 100-hour foundation course. Please precede this practice with sun salutes to warm you. We're going to start from the seated position of Dandasana rod pose. If you need a block underneath your sit bone to help you with the position of the sit bones and hips, please put a block or blanket underneath the hips. Making sure the sit bones are pulling out gently and you've got the legs and hips coming straight out from those sit bones. Toes are turned to the ceiling, navel is engaged, navel to spine, shoulders away and down. And then you're just going to bring up your right leg and gently turn out the knee and hip and place the foot inside the thigh into single leg oblique pose, Janu Shasana. On a nice inhale, you come forward and exhale and stretch. If you can reach and touch that forward leg, do so. If you can't reach the leg, just hang on to whatever you can reach, knee or mid-calf. Navel is pulling backwards, taking care that you're feeling a lengthening in the rib cage as the heart comes slightly forward to feel the stretch. And we're going to change into half pigeon pose, which is why you need to be warm before you start this. So by sweeping your leg back and taking care that the knee and ankle are comfortable before you add any additional weight into this posture. The foot should be facing, that bottom foot should be facing out. Lifting that back knee, extending the leg and pointing the toe. So here you're lying down and feeling the energy coming from the navel all the way to the fingertips, really feeling the stretch all the way through the body and also from the navel all the way into the back foot. Long, deep breaths here, and I'm sure you feel it in your hip as you're breathing, being mindful, and then just up into a little upward dog. And then you're going to sweep that leg back very gently into where it started and take yourself back into Dandasana rod pose. Let's move up, turning that left leg now out. Knee and hip turns out, nice big inhale. Exhale as you come forward. Reaching for whatever you can reach, knee, hip, ankle, foot. And then again, the feeling of lengthening back with the navel, but also lifting the chest towards the foot. So the bend is coming in the right place in the spine, keeping attention on lengthening towards that foot. Inhaling and exhaling, let inhale and come out of it. And then again, you're sweeping now that right leg back, so the hip and leg are coming out directly out of that left side. Taking it slowly to get down to the full position for half pigeon and then tucking your toe under again, lifting your knee and trying to get that leg feeling like the hip is opening a little bit more deeply. Stretching the fingers forward and again you're feeling the length coming from the navel to the fingertips and the navel into the back of the heel. Very deep breathing here, inhaling, coming up, and then sweeping that leg back to come back into Dandasana rod pose. So here you're going to take the right leg up and bring the right knee over the center line. Gently hold the ankle and fold the ankle back so the foot is pointing backwards and the knee is pointing forwards. If you need a block underneath the hip, you just bring the block and either a block or blanket where you've got handy underneath that straight leg hip, and this helps to keep the hips parallel to the ground and helps to open that right hip a little bit deeper, which is what we're really working on here. If you don't need the block, take it out. It's just for demo purposes. Jen is showing you. So nice inhale as you lengthen forward again towards that foot. Holding or reaching towards whatever is there for knee, calf, whatever. You can rest your left arm or elbow or hand on the floor, helping this balance of pushing into that right hip. Inhale coming up, so roll into the straight leg, really important to exit from that comfortably. Now inhaling as you lift the left leg, bring that left knee over the center line and gently hold the foot and take that foot back, toe pointing backwards, knee pointing forwards. Here, a nice big inhale as you stretch forward towards that forward leg. Again, the right hand, although you can't see it, is on the mat, helping with the centering of the pelvis here. So a little bit of pressure on that right hand helps to keep that pelvis parallel as you breathe and let the whole leg stretch and find space. Inhale, making sure you roll into a straight leg as you come out of the pose. Now into Dandasana again, and then we're going to go into oblique forward fold. So Paschimottanasana in Indian Sanskrit language. But here you're going to ensure that you're keeping this feeling of pulling the navel back and keeping your shoulders down, keeping your whole body long. If you are able to come forwards without curving your back too much, do so. But keep in mind where you're lengthening through this point of the chest bone and underneath the clavicles, just underneath the shoulders there. So you're lengthening forward and pulling backwards with your navel at the same time. Inhaling and exhaling, allowing the body to stretch gently without pulling yourself into too much of a difficult pose. Counter pose for this is stretched out posture, Purvottanasana in Sanskrit. Hands go behind, 6 or 8 inches behind the body. Push forward and open into stretch, and then upward, and then bring the leg down. So this is assisted. We're bringing in one leg to help you a little bit. Lengthen up and inhale. Pushing down gently on the hands, trying to lift the torso. Exhale as you bring it back down. Both feet back in Dandasana, and then now we're going for both legs. So arching through the body, putting the tongue in behind the teeth at the roof of the mouth as you bring your head back down, protecting the neck. So here we're going to just demonstrate for a moment what to do if you're finding that really difficult. Just bring your feet in a little bit. Modifications a little bit easier to do. Crossing the feet and coming back. Feet and knees just a little way apart so you can get your elbows and your forearm in between the space created by the knees with your hands together. Just breathe here and take a nice stretch right into your hips. So if you can't get your heels on the ground, separate your feet to the point where you can. Just stretching forward with the hands to give a nice stretch into the back. And then I want you to come down to preparation for dolphin, bringing your hands around your elbows, lace the hands together. So this is the fire part of the fire element. So here we're doing modification first, delivering your nose and forehead to the ground just in front of your hands, keeping your neck nice and long. Inhale as you go forward, exhale as you go back. Pushing down the forearm so you don't feel like you're thundering down towards the ground. Now full dolphin. Pushing down in the forearm, keeping that neck long, inhaling as the nose goes down, exhaling as it comes back. Inhaling forward, don't cheat. You must try and deliver the nose and forehead all the way down and then push all the way back. Inhaling as you go forward, exhaling as you go back. Dropping onto your knees, gently flattening the feet. Crossing over and coming back into lying flat on the ground on your back. Final pose for this section is bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana, bringing your heels in line with the sit bones and then roll up through the spine, and then you slowly walk your shoulders down towards your feet, lace your hands together, squeeze the shoulders together, nice big squeeze, so you're lifting through that upper part of thoracic spine to get that nice bit of lift. So it helps you create more of a back bend. The shoulders being nearer the feet helps to get that arch a little bit nearer. Breathe here, inhaling and exhaling as you go. Repeating that a few times. Heels maybe a bit nearer, so when you come up, you can try a second variation, which would be coming up into the arch and seeing if your anatomical shape allows you to reach for your ankles. Some people's arms are too short, bodies are too long, so don't feel bad if you can't reach, but it gives you a nice stretch if you do. And then the final one, a bit more of a passive one, where you can take the brick and place it on the sacrum, mostly side on. And then here you stretch, inhaling and exhaling. Just allow the support of the brick to keep the body up there while you're breathing with your palms turned up and feeling nice and relaxed. If it's not feeling great in your sacrum, please turn the block the other way. Just work out whatever is comfortable for you. Up onto your toes to remove the block, and then coming back down. And then as a counter pose, just hugging your knees into your chest and just moving your spine around the floor. And then into Shavasana and breathe.